Well, let's quickly bring in our resource person, the National President of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, Mohammed Ibrahim, to talk to us on the recent development regarding the reported story of a proposed strike or protest, rather, by the industrial actions by the industrial union. Good to have you on the news at this time. So first off, give us a reason behind the decision of the associations to go on protest.
Well, thanks for having me. This is something that we've tried all our best to see that it doesn't happen. But all
right, it seems. All right, it seems we're having a little bit of connectivity issues there with Mr. Ibrahim. As soon as we have him back online, we will continue with our conversation. All right, if you can hear me, you're about giving us insights onto the reasons behind the decision to go on a protest.
Yes, I said the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU, and NASU have severally made efforts to ensure that government listens to our voices. But unfortunately, nothing seems to work because you recall that Mr. President, the president of this country, in October last year, gave a waiver for the payment of the withheld salaries to university workers. And this was made a reality in March this year, when our counterparts in the teaching line, were paid, the workers teaching in the universities, members of ASU. Obviously, what happened was members working in the universities belonging to the non-teaching cadre, NASU, SSANU, and NAT, were left out. So upon inquiries, we were told that it was an omission. And we made efforts to reach out to those in government, and promises were made that these things were going to be rectified. And nothing happened. That led us to go for a one-week warning strike in March this year. And we were, appealed upon, and we suspended that one-week warning strike. And promises again were made by the Minister of Education and the officials of government. From March to July this month, this is about 3 months again, nothing has happened. And our members are really going through excruciating pains for the break they had in the payments of the salaries. So we have followed all due processes. We have notified government. We requested that this thing should be, rectified, but unfortunately, nothing has happened. We gave a deadline of 2 weeks. It elapsed last Thursday. We met with government on that day, the ministers of education, with the officials of the ministry. Again, it was a story of promises upon promises, but we were told that a memo has been written to Mr. President and it has been in the villa since March. So this we find very, difficult to understand, because the information or the stories we hear about President Bola Tinubu is someone who is proactive and who doesn't keep mails on his table, and nothing, lags behind. So if for 3 months memo will be written to him and requesting for the release of our own 4 months salaries, which he promised, we find it very difficult to understand. So our members decided that we need to come out to protest. Probably that will draw the attention of Mr. President and those in government to understand that there is a problem somewhere. So we've directed that by Tuesday, all our branches in Nigeria will protest. And then if nothing happens, by Thursday, the following week, we are going to have a grand national protest, which is going to be peaceful. But definitely we are going to picket the offices of the ministers of education and the ministers of labor.
Right, point taken there, Mr. Ibrahim. Apologies for interrupting your train of thoughts. But, they say when two elephants suffers, when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. And in this case, the students would have to suffer for this action taken by the union. Don't you think perhaps there should be a little bit of consideration on the level that this protest might have in terms of disrupting the academic calendar? What are you doing in terms of balancing the requests of the union, and of course ensuring that the students' academic calendar isn't disrupted again by the actions of the union?
In fact, the approach we have taken clearly shows you how civil we are, how understanding we are, and how patriotic we are. We didn't wake up just to declare strike, but we have written a reminder to government. We have given deadlines. All has come to pass. And then we did not go on strike immediately, but rather say we will raise our voices to draw the attention of Mr. President and those in government to understand this. So, yes, I agree with you. When two elephants fight, the grass suffers. But we should also understand that we are Nigerians and we are workers. We also are parents. We also have children in such schools. So, but when you have students in the university and then workers who take care of them, mind you, the non-teaching staff are those in charge of the welfare and the well-being of students. We supply water, we give electricity, we attend to them in our health centers, we give security to the campus, we also process payments, we pay salaries. We do a lot of other things except teaching, the students. So when our welfare is completely, forgotten and is not taken care of, how do you expect us to put in our best and do these jobs? So because we are humane, because we are civil, because we are different, that is why we have decided to say, okay, we will start with a protest at the local branches. And we hope and pray that Mr. President, that we are told that watches news, reads newspapers, and ensures that nothing goes wrong in this country, will now understand that something is wrong somewhere and some people have been shortchanged. And all that is required is just to give a directive to the Minister of Finance through the Office of the Accountant General and IPPS to release these 4-month salaries, and no strike will take place.
Right.
But where that doesn't happen, the labor laws, gives us the opportunity to also vent our anger by withdrawing our services. And this, we hope, will not happen if the needful is done.
All right, thank you so much, Mohammed Ibrahim, National President of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities. We appreciate your time with us on the news at 10.